You're watching QPTV Daily Social Live. This is QPTV.org's live daily show. I'm your host for today, James. A little cooler today. Let's get right back to it. The weekend. As you can see there, you'll want to check out QPTV's overall excellence video on QPTV.org right now. It's right on the home page. In fact, let's show it to you. Go to our home page. Scroll down a little bit. And you can check it out by clicking here. Is it here? It's here somewhere. I promise. Either way, we'll make sure that's available to you right there on QPTV.org. Anyway, you'll want to check that out. We'll be playing a little bit of that later. But before that, we just want to remind you very quickly about QPTV and QPTV's website. That the channels and website are currently under construction and maintenance. We ask for your patience while we make things better. Program submissions to QPTV's web file upload portal are not currently available. Please do not send in your files for processing via web or email. If you want to stay up to date on what's going on, make sure you sign up for QPTV's mailing list or go to qptv.org/newsletter to get all the latest updates. Again, it's right there on our homepage. Scroll down a little bit. You can sign up right here. Get all the latest news and updates from QPTV. All right, let's get into what's going on in today's show. Tomorrow, early voting starts tomorrow in New York City. And what you'll need to know, you can find by going to qptv.org. We have an election center. But we'll get into that a little later as well. It's also Pride Month. There's a lot of events going on. We just had one. We'll give you a little preview of that as well. But first, let's talk about Queen's Conversation. Yesterday, we had another great episode of Queen's Conversations right here on QPTV. And this was about Queen's reopening. Let's take a little look at the beginning of that program.
Noran Omar, and me, John Collins, as we consider the present state of the COVID pandemic in Queens. The latest numbers about COVID infections and vaccinations indicate that we are gradually freeing ourselves from the grip of this deadly virus. We'll review some recent developments that show Queens is now moving toward a safe and promising new normal in this episode titled Queens Reopening. Our guests include Rob McKay, Director of Public Relations, Marketing and Tourism for the Queens Economic Development Corporation. Sarah Funke, on-camera host and travel expert. And Richard Mazda, actor, director, co-founder of Long Island City Arts Open, and owner of The Secret Theater. But first, let's begin our program with a special message from Queensborough President Donovan Richards.
What we'll do, we'll play
Hi,
that
I'm
special
Queensborough
message
President Donovan.
from Queensborough President Richards next week. We're giving you a little preview right now, and you can go to qptv.org/QC for all of the Queen's Conversations episodes, but especially this one. If you haven't seen it yet, you can watch it in full on qptv.org right now. Let's take a quick break, and we'll be back with more QPTV Daily Social Live.
This year marks the first year ranked choice voting is implemented in our local elections.
Voters can choose up to 5 candidates.
And with the June primary coming up really soon, it also includes ranked choice voting. So I think it's really important that we all work together collectively to educate our communities about what RCV is. So I challenge you, all the viewers, to talk to a couple eligible voters in your life about RCV.
Try to talk to at least 2 voters you know.
2 voters in your life.
Just let them know about ranked choice voting, what it is, and how it works.
QPTV Daily Social Live. I was looking for something just now. I think I found it. Either way, you can find us on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Twitch. You can search for QPTV or Queens Public Television on all those platforms. You'll certainly find us. It's the big old QPTV logo. And then if you want to email us directly, you can contact us at media@qptv.org. Send us your questions or comments. We'll be happy to answer what we're here for. And then, of course, I promised this a long time ago. I still promise we'll do it. There's a lot more shows left on us. I'm going to do that tutorial on programming your remote for your favorites, because what you're going to want to do is save QPTV to them. And just in case, if you want to jump ahead and find the manual for the remote for your cable system, or on Spectrum, RCN, and Verizon Fios. It's QPTV Daily Social Live. Play a little something for you. I'm going to be right back.
Hello, Queens, and happy Pride Month. My name is Carisha Patan, and I am the founding director of the annual Queensborough Dance Festival, and I want to invite you to come check us out this summer. We are on tour right now, presenting free dance classes and performances by professional Queens-based dance companies of diverse cultures and styles. Coming up next on Friday, June 11th at 6 o'clock, you can catch us on Instagram and YouTube Live from Woodside for an experience of Taiwanese music, dance, and food with choreographer Shea Xiong. Saturday, June 12th, we will be in person for our first official performance of the season at Culture Lab, Long Island City, featuring dances including Southern Filipino, tap dance, and Hawaiian hula. Sunday, June 13th, we'll be back on Instagram and YouTube Live, this time from Long Island City, with company Sheep Meadow Dance Theater, who will be teaching a ballet bar class for beauty sleep, which will be a Sleeping Beauty themed session. We've got live sessions online with a different dance company every week, and pop-up in-person performances all summer long. So to get info on all of these events, please stay in touch with us by following us on Instagram at Queensborough Dance Festival. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel and visit our website, www.queensboroughdancefestival.com. And we'll see you soon at a show near you.
I didn't make a mistake here. I was cutting here. Okay. We're going to cut back to the rest of the show. Let me see if I can fix that screen. Let's try that again. Bring that up. Oh. Let's try. Okay. Okay, yeah, so this is the show, essentially. This is actually, as you can see, this is the spreadsheet that has all of the data sources for the program. I'll break down how it works in the future, but this gives you an idea. And we're building it up so it's a little more automated. And then, of course, this is the show running here. And there's some other elements that aren't on screen that make the show run, but we'll get to that a little later. Let's get back to more show. Let's see what we got next. We want to tell you about a very special thing that's happened. Let's talk about QPTV winning again at the 2021 Hometown Media Awards. We've won 2 awards. We received 2 2021 Hometown Media Awards from the Alliance for Community Media Foundation. The awards program was established to honor and promote community media, community radio, and local cable programs that are distributed to public, educational, and governmental, or PEG, access cable television channels. You are looking at now QPTV. We won in the category Overall Excellence in PEG. And in addition to that, see if I can bring that up. QPTV also won for Queen Stories King's Journey in the documentary biography category. And what we'll do, we'll get into this throughout the month. I actually wanted to bring up some more information about the Alliance for Community Media, or rather, when the Hometown Media Awards will be taking place. But we don't have all that information ready for you in a nice packaged way. So it's Friday. Monday or Tuesday we'll have it for you. You can wait. And if you can't, just go to qptv.org. All the information is there right now. I can show you how simple that is. Just go to qptv.org. While you're there, sign up for the mailing list, of course. But then, like I said, right here early, you can click and you can read that information and watch the programming yourself. Hang around the website. It's all here. There's plenty to watch, especially if you have a long weekend, right here on QPTV. Let's take a look at another video, and we'll be back right after this. course, special thanks to QPTV's production team, Lucia and John Collins and Noran, for providing that video and for the Queen's Conversations episode and a lot of the other content we're bringing you not only today and we have brought you throughout the existence of this program, but plenty in the future, and we look forward to bringing it to you. And we have other things to bring to you as well from many of the other wonderful team members or crew members at QPTV who are working to help facilitate this content for you on QPTV. While we're talking about that, check us out on social media. While you're on social media, you may come across some of our videos like one of these. Let's play it for you now and let you know what's happening on QPTV, QPTV.org. This is QPTV Daily Social Live.
Hi, it's Kathy Cato from the 11th Annual Queensborough Film Festival, and we are set to run June 23rd through July 3rd. And this year, we are inside, we are outside, we are virtual, and we are live at 5 venues across Queens. The Museum of the Moving Image, Queens Theatre in the Park, Culture Lab LIC at Plaxel Galleries, the United Sherpa Association, and the Local. And all 5 venues are presented by Benedict Realty Group. And for 11 days, we are also running on filmfestivalflix.com. 198 films, 33 nations, 11 days, 5 screens, and a virtual platform. We will see you online, or we will see you in Queens.
There we go. The microphone needs to be turned on. You can hear me. Let's get to... If you missed it last night, you can watch it right now on QPTV. Right here on QPTV.org. Get the mic. This was, of course, Queens District Attorney Melinda Katz and Council Member Daniel Drom's presentation, a virtual presentation, of course, of the 2021 LGBTQ plus Pride celebration, brought to you by the Queens District Attorney's Office. Let's see if we can get a little bit of this program. Enough so that you get a taste, and what you can do is go to QPTV.org if you like what you see, and watch the rest of the program. Let's check it out.
Tell you that when I go to the LGBTQ events, I actually like singing it, but after hearing you, I'm never going to do it again. You're amazing. I thank you for doing this. I am honored by your presence tonight. And let me just say, you're beautiful. And I thank you for being here. And so hello, everybody. Happy Pride. I'm excited to be joined as a co-sponsor, Councilmember Danny Drum. And I'm going to speak a little more about him in a few minutes. And we are always excited to do this event together every year when I was borough president, and then bringing it to the DA's office. And again, we're so fortunate to have Cacophony Daniels with us, not only for her amazing MC style, but her amazing voice. Thank you for joining our virtual festivities this evening. You know, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. with the ongoing vaccination efforts nationwide. And I have hope, and I'm full of faith that we will soon be able to celebrate all of these momentous occasions safely and in person. I'm grateful that we're coming out the other side. I'm also delighted to join Danny again, Councilman Drum. I was delighted to join him last month, I guess, at Queens Center. We finally did an event in public, and I was happy to see everyone last month. And throughout the pandemic, we've worked to reduce violence, to educate the public about predators, to strengthen our ability to protect immigrants and workers. When I took office, I established the borough's first dedicated hate crimes bureau within 6 months of taking office. It's one of the first in the nation, committed exclusively to preventing and investigating and prosecuting hate crimes. And we all know that in recent months, we've seen a surge in anti-Asian attacks and many other types of attacks through the borough. And we won't tolerate that in Queens. We stand with the LGBTQ community, and we are prosecuting hate crimes and every offense. We take that very, very seriously. Right now, currently, my office has 7 open anti-LGBTQ hate crime cases pending. 2 of them are currently out on warrant. In addition to the Hate Crimes Bureau, I created the Human Trafficking Bureau, which is exclusively dedicated to combating human trafficking in Queens County. And we're prosecuting traffickers, and we're connecting survivors with meaningful services that empower them. Because isn't that what this is about, is empowering people and making sure they understand that they are in charge of their own lives. And I'm proud of my office's continuing steadfast commitment to the pursuit of fair and brave justice. This year, we saw the passage of the Walking While Trans legislation in Albany, which I strongly supported. In fact, at DASNY, I actually made the motion to pass that and to make sure that we were supporting that repeal. I was able to dismiss nearly 700 charges brought under this law. And we now have more of a just legal system, which transgender New Yorkers will not be stopped and harassed on the street under the suspicion of prostitution. And we still have to work on understanding and acceptance for all the disadvantaged communities. And this is progress, and we celebrate it. I have an active LGBTQ advisory council that meets quarterly. I'm always looking for new folks to engage and join in it. So please, if you'd like to join in our council, please let us know. This council, unlike many LGBTQ groups, has a female majority, by the way, just FYI, which has made sure that women are heard and active. And I'm determined to make sure that all voices are there. I do want to thank George DeLuca Ferruggio, who is here with us, and my liaison, and Dirk McCall, how many of you know Dirk, who really has taken a great role as Director of Civic Awareness. Tonight we celebrate a group of community leaders. By the way, it's the first time also we also celebrate an ADA and a staff member from our office, from the community as well. And so I'm excited about that. And we celebrate an amazing bunch of leaders. I do want to acknowledge on this call my Chief Assistant, Jennifer Nyberg, Colleen Babb, who is the executive over community partnerships. And I think everyone else may have been, I'm not sure, Terry Landino, who's the Bureau Chief of Grand Juries, was acknowledged, but I just wanted to do that. And Tara Ann, Immigrant Affairs. So you'll hear from a lot of us tonight, but right now I'd like to turn it over to Danny Drum. He's one of the greatest elected officials that we've had in the borough. He's kind, he's genuine, he works hard for his district and for all of the city with the finance chair. I have enjoyed immensely when people want money over this last year to say, call Danny Drum. Term limits means that Danny will depart the council at the end of the year, but I'm confident he will remain involved and vocal. Let's look at a short message. Danny's speaking. He's here. Yes. Danny Drum, I introduced you to the great council member, Danny Drum.
Well, thank you so much, Melinda. First of all, for holding this ceremony. It's so really important. But let me thank a few other people before I speak about why it is so important and why I'm so grateful to you. Let me thank your great LGBT liaison, George Ferruggio, who has been with us for many years now in the previous administration.
While I don't mean to cut off the people that are being thanked, you can watch the rest of that program on QPTV.org right now. We're happy to bring these simulcasts to you. We have a few other simulcasts with the Queensborough President's, not Queensborough, but we do have with the Queensborough President's Office, the Queens District Attorney's Office. In fact, We go to qptv.org. Uh-oh. We go to qptv.org and where's my cursor? We go to qptv.org and check out QPTV's simulcast section. It's right here on the homepage. And it's here, but it's also, we have a whole lot of simulcasts, including from the Queens District Attorney's Office. We have the, what was it? It was the Memorial Day ceremony that we had at the an Asian Pacific Islander Heritage Month. Those are the last few. We also have one going back a few months. I'll have to find it for you. But I thought it was very excellent, especially with what's going on. Let's search for it. Let's actually use the website proper. I believe it was about activate the keyboard. I can't remember what specifically. I know it was about. Me browsing the website. This content. We'll have to find it. I'll find it for you. It was the. This is not a good web search today, I have to say, but I promise we'll make sure these are available. It's definitely on there. We it was a major thing we featured on the show. You might have to go back and watch episodes of the show to find it all, but it's available. We've been simulcasting these. You don't want to miss any of them. And if you do, they're right here. That's the point. We got the Election Center, and we have lots coming up next week. But you want to catch up now by going to qptv.org. And then, of course, make sure you sign up for our newsletter. It's qptv.org/newsletter to see the latest. Or you can go right to our homepage and sign up there. I'm still trying to remember what the event was. There's so many of them that happened in the last few weeks. I believe it had something to do with like cyber scams, because there's a lot of issues going on with big companies and organizations being hit with attacks, cyber attacks. And as the individual, it might seem scary. So I really wish I could remember the specific name of it. We'll find it for you. We'll have it for you for next week. Just to remind you that we have all of this content here that is valuable, that you need to know. That in moments where you might be completely confused as to what you can do as the ordinary citizen, we are happy to bring these simulcasts and these programs that not only inform you on a broad basis, they actually connect directly to you and sometimes directly to your community, to your neighborhood, your block, to the train you ride, to the highway or the street you ride down. And keeping in touch with the programming that we have in QPTV, you actually get to see the elected officials, to see what they're doing for you, and you get to hear what they have to say. And you also learn about the process. Like with this promo we're going to show you right here. This actually is part of QPTV's series of interviews and public service announcements with the NYC votes. We Power NYC Ambassador Program. Loading it up here. Let's check it out, and we'll be back with a little bit more show, and we have a couple more clips to play before we head on out. There it is. There we go.
Hi everyone, my name is Olivia Brady. I am the Youth Engagement Coordinator for NYC Votes. We started this program, the We Power NYC Ambassador Program, as a volunteer opportunity in the summer of 2020. And it was so successful that we were actually able to branch out and secure funding to pay 16 young New Yorkers from across the 5 boroughs to do this incredibly important work of getting their communities engaged, educated, and out to vote this year.
Like voting and participating in local elections is one of the biggest things voters can do.
As ambassadors, we're kind of responsible for communicating all this different information about voting and local government.
I feel like it's important for voters to have like unbiased, equitable information regardless of like what community you live in.
That you directly and you alone, you have the power to change this city. You have the power to make this city a city that you would want to live in, you would want to raise your own kids in.
Voting really gives you power, even if you don't think it does, it really does. So please vote.
It's so important for your communities, even on a local level. It's really important to vote for what you think would be in your community's best interest.
A lot of the, nuances and small facets of our community that we never really realized, such as like the street lights, the stop signs, like do you have bike lanes in your community? Is it safe to cross the street? Those are all impacted by the officials that we elect into office.
So why not start early and try to fix some of those problems and try to shape the city?
Change starts within us, and no matter how small we may think our votes are, they all count towards a major goal of ensuring that NYC is in a state that we all hope for it to be in.
I'm really learning how I can help my community change.
Being involved in your community and educating your community, because no one else will.
Giving my community and surrounding communities a chance to be heard.
You can make such a big difference by voting for someone that aligns with your values, that speaks for what you believe in, speaks for what you speak.
To get registered, to find your poll site, to learn about early voting, you can visit voting.nyc. It's your one-stop shop for all your election needs.
Follow New York City Votes on all of their social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, to stay informed about all the stuff happening locally with elections. They'll show you how you can fill out your ballot, learn about different representatives, and they give you all the deadlines and stuff that you need to know in a fun, informative way.
It is in a non-partisan, non-biased, easy to understand kind of way.
I think that it's really important. It means that other people can be more educated and get more involved in local politics as well, which will impact my and everybody's future.
Vote, get up, go vote, and let your voice be heard.
Take that feeling of power, take that feeling of responsibility, and run with it and do something powerful, impactful, and great for what I think is the greatest city in the world.
Check out voting.nyc to learn more, especially with early voting beginning tomorrow. And you can check out more of those wonderful videos. The NYC, We Power NYC ambassadors. We have 4 on the site right now, but there's more coming. In fact, let's premiere one right now.
My name is James Larson. I'm from the Bronx, New York. I'm a sophomore at Hunter College. I was initially a part of the inaugural class of the We Power Ambassador Program. And then I reapplied once more as a mentor for this cycle. I get an opportunity to work with youth around my age, and in turn, they work with people their age as well, and we just keep the cycle going. I see this opportunity as a way of connecting with younger folks. Specifically, I want to be a teacher when I'm older, and this is an opportunity where I could tap into that as a mentor. I directly give advice for posts. I say quick facts and message opportunities for folks, and that's been super exciting. It was definitely my involvement with Urbanware New York City, which is a youth literacy org, and specifically just being involved with slam poetry. Often slam poetry is very political. And it's just, and like when I saw people on stage saying the things that they were saying, I was like, whoa, like I never felt so proud to be someone from the Bronx, so proud to be someone that's Black, someone that's Dominican, that's Latino, you know? And from there, I just began writing and began being involved in my community. The reason why I'm a mentor with We Power is because of Urban Word and my connection there, and the Youth Poet Laureate program. So it's definitely my involvement with poetry in Urban Word New York City. It's definitely being involved in your community and educating your community, because no one else will. Systems are set in place for us not to know. Is a reason why voting is harder for youth to get into, is because they don't want us to educate each other. They don't want us to vote. Specifically in the communities that I am in the Bronx, predominantly Black and brown, we need that.
And once again, you can go to qptv.org to watch all those videos. We'll have that up one on the website before the weekend is up. But you can go to qptv.org/election to see more election-related videos. We have all of it. We have debates for not only mayoral and comptroller offices, but many other offices that are important specifically to Queensborough president, and many city council districts are up this year, and you can watch those debates right here on qptv.org, of course, like the one right behind me. This was brought to you by Schnepp's Media's Politics NY. And this was a very interesting debate. This was a comptroller debate a few nights ago, and you can watch this in its entirety, along with all the other debates on qptv.org and qptv.org's election center. Very easy to get to, right there, and you can watch all the debates, all the candidates forums, and everything. Beautiful. QPTV's election center. Go to qptv.org/election. We're almost done here. So what you should do is, before we go, make sure you're signed up, you're liked up, you're following everything. Subscribe. We're on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitch. Search for QPTV or Queens Public Television, or you can email us directly at media@qptv.org. That's media, MEDIA, at qptv.org. Send us your questions or comments. And then, of course, we're on your cable. Make sure you save that. Make sure you take a screenshot. Make sure you write it down. Circle it in your little guide that comes with your cable box, whatever. Make sure you know what channels we're on. We're on Spectrum, RCN, and Verizon Fios. You could also go to qptv.org/guide anytime to take a look at our program guide to see what's going on QPTV. Before we head out, let's remind you what's going on. Make sure you check out Queen's Conversations, Queen's Reopening. You can watch this entire program. Next week, we'll be bringing you clips. But if you want to watch it right now, you can check it out on QPTV.org. Also, don't forget, check out QPTV's overall excellence video for, of course, what we won at the Hometown Media Awards, which will be coming up later this month. Next week, we'll be giving you details on that as well. Be on the lookout. But if you're worried about missing that information, you could also sign up for QPTV's newsletter to get all the latest news and updates from QPTV. Subscribe to our newsletter right now and go to qptv.org/newsletter. And then you can watch Queens District Attorney Melinda Katz and Council Member Daniel Drom's celebration. This is the 2021 LGBTQ plus Pride celebration. You can watch that on qptv.org right now in its entirety. These are simulcasts that we're bringing to you throughout this time, and we're happy to do it because most of it, I can tell you, some of the programs that we were watching the other day had incredibly useful content that I think some families, parents, children could really use right now. So don't miss any of it. Just keep an eye out for these programs because they're incredibly valuable. And of course, check out the NYC Votes We Power NYC Ambassadors videos that are on qptv.org right now, because not only are they informative about the upcoming elections this year, you also get to know about this incredible program being brought to you. And QPTV will be bringing you plenty of episodes throughout the election season, so keep an eye on that. Again, subscribe to the newsletter. You'll know when they're coming out because it'll be there. You won't miss it. And of course, keep watching QPTV Daily Social Live for that information as well. But with that, we need to wrap up the show. We have to get to the weekend. You have to get to the weekend. You have to get to watching these programs. You have to get to subscribing. All of that. And we have to get ready for next week's show. As you can see, today we have our show back to its normal self. And hopefully next week you'll be even better. But you'll have to stay tuned till next week to find out. But in the meantime, let's thank you. Let's thank you for tuning in again to Daily Social Live from QPTV. And we'll be back with more on what you should know from Queens Public Television, because we can't do this without you. And in fact, we're here for you. We want you to become part of our in real life social network. Go to qptv.org to find out how to watch, learn, and create with QPTV. Tell your friends about us, share, and subscribe. Stay safe and be well.